created ultra right beer. You also know him as Conservative Dad, but Seth Weathers, and you can find ultrarightbeer.com. And it's a great tasting beer. I drink it. We're doing Operation Pawpaw this Christmas because we're getting my stepdad to switch to exclusively ultra right. That kicks off on the 23rd of this month. Seth joins us on the show via Skype now. So I wanted to get set, and we're going to talk about the calendar and all of that, but here's my question to you. How is it patriotic? How do you measure patriotism? By how much crappy foreign beer you drink?
I like Dana White, but I was not a big fan of that segment. But I will say this, for $105 million, God knows what you could get me to say. So I think that may have been what happened there.
I think everybody can be bought. I've maintained this. Like, I've told everybody what my price tag is. Selective immortality and a Hogwarts castle. I've been very open about this. Like, you give me those things, hell, I'll talk about your beer too. I mean, it's $105 million, but they've never apologized. And that's what I use that beer to wash the steins that I use for Ultra Right. So I'm just curious, like, what do you make about, and that's kind of what it is. I mean, there was never any kind of, rectifying that. And I do think it's important because beer is very American. This is a very American thing. And I'm not joking when I say our country was founded on it.
I agree, it was. And look, the thing is, I was so proud of conservatives for sticking to a boycott for once, because we never do. We've always like, we skipped a few football games when they took a dump on us. Or we've done this, we've done that, but we've never followed through. And this was the one time we were following through. And look, I think the vast majority of Americans are following through, because the vast majority of Americans did not receive $105 million to say something nice about them. And so I think the boycott holds. I think they're throwing a lot of money to try to end it, but I think the boycott will hold for most Americans.
Yeah, I think so too. Now, a lot of people are they're not sold. And I like the fact, I made this comment earlier, I love the fact that there were a lot of alpha dudes out there that stood up and said, we don't like the way that you're treating our ladies by having this dude cosplay as a chick. I appreciated that, because I feel like feminism, third wave feminism, has been so insane for the past 15 years that it's really been, a lot of the pushback has been women led. And we're kind of tired about this. I've always joked, I'm like, my husband can't hit a chick, but I can, and I feel like it has really been female led, and we're tired of it. Like, we're tired of that whole thing. So it was nice to see a lot of dudes stand up and say, we do not appreciate that, because let's be real. This is a dude-driven market. That dudes, this is the beer that a lot of them would drink. Although I have a family member who says that really it's really women who drink that beer. But that being said, with this, what do you think about? I mean, where are they going to go? Like, what are people looking for in beer? Like, what's the, what are they? Obviously, taste, but I think there's more to it than that.
You gotta have great beer, but for the longest time, beer was about fun, fast cars, beautiful women, and great patriotism. And we've lost that. Look at the commercials they're making now. These companies are unrecognizable for what they were in the 80s and 90s. It would have been considered controversial, and that's kind of, people are trying to make ours out like some of our commercials and stuff are controversial, but it's really not that controversial if you just believe kind of some basic things like, chicks without, I don't know what I can say on here.
Oh, you can get. Yeah, go right up to the line.
Yeah, chicks without. That's kind of our, that's where ours are here at Ultra Right Beer.
I encourage that, so that's on me. You know what? I wanted to say it for forever, so he did. So I'm glad he did. Talking to Seth Weathers, who's the head of Ultra Right Beer, and you've kind of went into that, because I was, in the beginning, I've always said, all that company has to do is apologize, but I want to see more. I want to see more nostalgic, old school type marketing with this. Because I think that women have their things that are marketed to them in a certain way, and dudes have things that are marketed to them in a certain way. So to that effect, let's talk about the calendar, because you did a calendar, and there are swimsuit shots in it, and I'm glad that there are. Now, I'm not saying I'm in one, because I got two boys, and they are on the internet and they see everything. But I like the fact that I'm in a calendar like this. And I like the fact that there are women who do swimsuit calendars for beers, because I think I want more of the Tawny Katane on the hood of the car in a White Snake video selling stuff. Talk to me about this.
I think that's a great idea, and that's why we did it. So, yes, we do have conservative dads, real women.
And that's Riley Gaines that's on the cover.
That's Riley on the cover. I hear September's Pretty solid though. You should check out September.
I've heard September, which is, as we all know, the best month of the year. I heard that September is pretty fantastic. Yeah.
I agree. It's got some gunplay action there too. So
yes, I have heard that. So where did you get the idea? Tell me about how this came to fruition.
I think it kind of just goes back. Well, I don't know why I'm going to go here, but I'm going to. So Sports Illustrated started putting out calendars and magazines with fat chicks in bikinis. And I was like, this is the destruction of America's happening right before our eyes. And I was like, someone's got to do something about it. And who better to do something about it than Conservative Dad's Ultra Right Beer? Amen. So you're not going to have fat chicks in bikinis in our calendar. Sorry, not sorry.
No, don't be sorry about that.
Yeah, I know. I said not sorry. But yes, that's the thing. We're getting back to just the basics of what these beer companies were. And now it's controversial.
I don't understand how in the world it's controversial. That's like when Victoria's Secret started having, oh my gosh. So like in our town square, there was a giant ad in the window. And this, I'm not saying like this was somebody who was like a little tubby. I'm talking about like morbidly obese. Like I think that you probably would not have been able to see the panties because everything that hung over. And it was a giant ad in the window. And I almost, like I had to stop in the middle of the street. And I'm like, what am I seeing here? Is this Elaine Bryant? I don't know. I don't mean to be ignorant, but
you're healthy at any size.
No, you're not.
You, right?
Yeah, no, you're not. Some people are more prone to drop dead because they're not healthy. I mean, that's the whole thing.
This is correct.
It's like embracing or trying to celebrate unhealthiness. No one is saying that you got to be a size 0, but you don't have to be a size like 000. There's a difference, right?
I agree. And we've just reached a stupid place in our world. And so I think that here at Conservative Dad's Ultra Right, we're trying to battle back against some of the stupid things we see in the world. And that's what we're doing with our marketing, with our product, with everything else. And by the way, a portion of the proceeds of this actually goes to the Riley Gaines Center, which combats men and women's sports.
Yes.
And she has done an incredible job on that. And I think we've raised close to $20,000 for her already on this calendar, and we're hoping to raise a whole bunch more.
And that's fantastic. I love the do-gooder aspect of it because that's great. But really selfishly, I like the fact that I'm in this calendar, and I like that you're celebrating women who are they're
normal women,
healthy
real
women. Yeah, we're not
women.
Exactly. We're not celebrating unhealthy. Because I feel like it's like reverse body shaming the way that they do it.
Correct.
So how do people get this calendar? Because I've already had people saying, can you just send me one? I'm like, yeah, it's not really how it works.
ConservativeDad.com.
Okay.
We'll pull it right up. And I will send you plenty of them.
So I can do giveaways?
You can give them out, Christmas gifts, whatever. It's the ultimate Christmas gift.
Yes, it does make a good Christmas gift. I just remember every dude I knew, all my male cousins. I have like 23 cousins, and most of them are dudes. They all had, like growing up, they all had like, it's always like the female posters or the Sports Illustrated calendar. They take it out of the Sports Illustrated issue and they'd everybody had that. And there's nothing wrong with it. Everybody had that. It's normal.
There's something wrong with them now. They're a little rough, I hate to say. You're not going to want to look at this. It's going to be an unfortunate scenario. You're going to go back and you're going to lose those childhood memories real quick.
So tell me about
these girls ate those girls. Sorry.
No, actually, that's a great point. Tell me, where can people get the beer? Because I know that you're expanding distribution. So talk to me about if people are like, I want to get a 6er of Ultra Right. Where do I go?
So we're in multiple states right now. Like in stores, in your package stores, that kind of thing. We're talking with some of the good-sized grocers chains as well. But if you're not in one of the states we're in, you can go to ultrarightbeer.com and we can ship to most states.
Merry Christmas to you all. Ho, ho, ho. Get you some Ultra and ship to most states. Get some Ultra Right beer. Well, conservativedad.com, that's where you can get the calendar. I highly suggest you all, because I've heard, just one more time, I've heard, Kane, you're unaware of this. September's like, it is really...
Can I give them a little preview of September? I feel like people need to see that. I have one with me, believe it or not. So
yes, you may do that.
September,
I mean, that...
Guns blazing.
Look at it. I had no idea that was going to be September. I was just speaking about the month of September innocently.
They can celebrate your entire birthday month.
Well, I do have a birthday month.
She mentioned wanting September while holding 2 guns. I was like, all right.
Yeah, I was like, my birthday's in September, and I'm holding 2 of my AR-15s. I'm like, my birthday's in September, Seth. And he's like, oh, so I guess you want September, huh? I'm like, I don't know, just a thought. So anyway, thank you for including me in it. I'm very flattered. And the photos are beautiful. I mean,
It was
everything's
great.
very tastefully done. Obviously, Riley Gaines is in the swimsuit. She's like the one that I would be like, yes, she needs to be on the cover in the swimsuit. She's like made of 1,000% muscle. But this is fantastic. ultrarightbeer.com and conservativedad.com is where you can get the calendar. Get Ultra Right Beer. I like it. And I do drink it. You sent us beer and I've been drinking it.
It's a great beer.
And
We
cooking
would need
with
to
it.
get distribution. We need to get distribution into the state of Texas physically in stores. We're working on that. So hopefully it'll be in
Who
the
can I
place
go
right around the corner
aggravate
from the
about
state.
that? Is there like a beer
Oh,
minister of beer that I can go aggravate
there
about?
kind of is. I'm telling you, when you get to the
Really?
level of corruption and nonsense that goes on with the alcohol industry, it's a 4.8% alcohol, and they treat us like we're making nuclear weapons. Okay, it's really unbelievable. You have to get boss hog's approval to get in stores in each state. That's literally a thing we have to deal with. It's wild with the
Wow.
distributor.
That's like a whole other
And
story. We're going to have to talk about that another time
yes,
because that's
I
all
could.
the
You would.
regulations.
It would blow your mind. You'd lose your mind on it.
I
It's
would
unbelievable.
lose my mind over that. Cut that and save that.
Correct.
Save that forever. Seth Weathers, ultrarightbeer.com, conservativedad.com. Always so great to talk with you. Thank you so much for doing this, for including me. And
Hey,
we'll
thanks
make
for
sure we
being
put
part
this
of
out
it.
online too so people can get
That's
their
awesome.
calendars. Make sure you get them, get your beer, all that good stuff. Thanks, Seth. Merry Christmas to you.
Thanks, Dan. Take care.